20-year-old just received results from a positive pregnancy test. She still is in college, and she's currently living paycheck to paycheck. She feels she's not emotionally or financially ready to support a baby at this time. Her decision could change everything. Does she choose abortion or adoption? When faced with an unplanned pregnancy, adoption is the better option than abortion because it allows the baby to have a future and someone else to become parents. About 1/2 pregnancies are unplanned, so it's really good to weigh all the options. Today we're going to go over abortion and the effects it can cause, adoption, and some very well-known famous people that have been adopted. Let's first talk about abortion and the effects it can have on women. According to Peace Psychology Perspectives on Abortion, Martha Shuping, MD, counterpoint long-lasting distress over adoption. After abortion, some self-destructive behaviors can become really prevalent after an abortion, such as trauma symptoms, avoidance, and even suicide. Intrusion symptoms can also happen, which causes nightmares or flashback to the terrible events. Avoidance symptoms can take place as well. These are when you avoid something that causes you to remember the traumatic events that happened to you. Other symptoms after abortions can be detachment, insomnia, and even substance abuse. Some women have reported PTSD symptoms. PTSD is a mental health condition triggered by a terrifying event. PTSD can happen to you years and years after the procedure has taken place. Abortion can impact your physical, your emotional, and psychological states. Martha Shuping did a study in Finland that's connecting medical records to death certificates on women. She found that women who had an abortion were at a 650% higher risk of suicide than women who carried to term. She also found that women who had an abortion were at 3.1 times higher chance of suicide-related death versus women who delivered. Abortion can cause much pain and suffering, and bringing the need to escape feeling on women. Some women feel the only way to escape these feelings is suicide. Abortion can also become very expensive. A lot of women who had abortions were considered a low-income women, and the cost of abortion can just put a greater strain and stress on them financially. There also could be later regret or wondering about your child. Does she look like me? Does he have my laugh? What school will they graduate from? Are all questions that will have no answers after an abortion. You never know the personality, looks, or life this child could have had. There's no going back. Once you have an abortion, it is a one-and-done procedure. Now that we've discussed abortion, we can now look at a more rewarding option, adoption. Adoption allows others to become parents. Many people and couples out there are facing infertility. Though there is no national statistics on how many people are waiting to adopt, according to FertilityAnswers.com and Fertility Stats You Should Know 2023, 1 in 8 couples are facing infertility. That is a lot of people. In this time of distress and hopelessness that infertility can cause, adoption can cause a sense of hope. Seeing the adopter's face after they hold that baby for the first time should give you more than enough encouragement to choose adoption. This is guaranteed by the testimony of Jake and Robin. According to AmericanAdoptions.com, A Lesson in Perseverance, One Family's Tale of Loss and Love 2023, Jake and Robin share their story of infertility. After they got on the waiting list for adoption, they got matched, and they expressed how grateful they are to the sacrificial choice of adoption the birth mother chose. Now their son lives a wonderful life, and because of the choice of adoption. A lot of women feel that they cannot give their baby and provide for them and give their baby a good life, though this is not the case for everyone. Your child deserves a chance to live and have all the opportunities that me and you have on this world. You never know. They could become the next Albert Einstein. Unlike abortion, medical costs are usually covered by adoptive parents. According to UnplannedPregnancies.com, Making Your Adoption Decision 2023, adoption is free, no matter the financial standing of the woman. And many times, babies are adopted even before they're born. So this gives financial peace to the mother. Adoption also has no time limits. In many places, abortion has a cap on when you can have a procedure done. With adoption, this is not the case. You can even choose to have a relationship with your child in the future one day if you choose adoption. The biological parents can either choose an open or closed relationship. Open relationship allows mother to have a future or a a relationship with her child one day if she so desires. Adoption is a wonderful thing, and there's so many successful stories out there and famous people out there in the world. Did you know that some of these famous people were actually adopted? According to AmericanAdoptions.com, famous adoptions in 2023, many famous people adopted have a wide range of careers and influences that have influenced our society today. Some are actors, singers, and there are other many influencers out there that have been adopted. Music is such a staple in our society today. Some artists, music artists, have actually been adopted, such as Tim McGraw, Nat King Cole, and Faith Hill. How many songs have you listened to theirs? Have you heard from them? Have any of them spoke to you in some way or helped you through a hard time? Without adoption, this may not have ever been the case. Another very iconic face in society that was Marilyn Monroe. Yes, she was adopted. Some other actresses are Priscilla Presley and Nicole Sunuki Pelosi. Other influential faces that were adopted were Jesse Jackson, Edgar Allan Poe, and Steve Jobs. If their birth mothers have chosen abortion, we would not have had their great influence in the world and society as we do today. Giving up your baby to an unexpected pregnancy is a better option than abortion because it allows the baby to have a future. It allows other people to experience parenthood. After discussing abortion, adoption, and other famous people that have been adopted, I hope that you will consider the choice of adoption. Are you facing an unplanned pregnancy, or do you know someone who is? Encourage them to weigh the cost of their options. Review the effects of their future mental health. Adoption can be a wonderful thing to all those who are involved. Put your mind at ease and choose adoption.